I know, it's nice. Nice little countdown to count us in.
Yeah, dude. Oh, gosh.
I know, it's ready. It's finally here. I'm glad to actually get started. Thank you again, Adam, for coming on and joining me for my first podcast. I don't know how it's going to go.
Honoured for the first one. Honoured.
Yeah, no, I still remember you were the one who told us to actually start one a while ago. I thought, no. I thought it was an insult saying I didn't have the face for TV. So you should do a podcast instead.
That does feel like an insult now I think about it. I'm like, get a no video. That's
No, I mean, at the time, I didn't think about it at all, and I hadn't thought about it for a while. But then coming up to now, obviously being out here, I'm meeting so many people who are doing so many like amazing, interesting things. I just I find it really rare that you actually have the time to sit down and chat with someone properly about what they're up to, what they're doing, where they've been about, I should say.
Yeah, we've been out. You'll be about.
Yeah. So I thought, I've actually wrote a list of all the people I found I knew who I wanted to speak to more and actually sit down, even like old mates like yourself who I haven't caught up with in a long time, see what you've been up to and what's driving you at the moment.
Yeah, no, that sounds sick. I like the name. Have you got a name for the podcast yet?
Not really, no. I mean, I've just got it as the Bailey Wright Talk at the moment, but we'll see how it's a name in progress. I mean, I'm not a professional kind of person, so
it could be Right Talk. Right Talk.
Right Talk. I'll figure it out another time. Maybe something will come to me. Maybe it probably won't. I don't have many bright ideas very often.
Bailey is bright, Billy Bright. I don't know, something like that.
No, it's gone. It's gone. If you think of something, message it to me afterwards, and I'll have a think.
Yeah,
it sounds good. But Adam, as well, thank you anyway for coming on. What have you been up to since the last time we caught up? Because it's been about a year really since we had a proper good chat about things.
Well, yeah. So we met on season, didn't we? We met on season in Greece.
Yeah.
In 2022. And so
last year, it doesn't seem like a year ago though, really, does it?
Yeah. And yeah, our season was in Rhodes. See, I don't know if I should explain seasons.
I won't bother. I mean, I'm still getting the hang of things myself, and the whole thing I'm treating this with is it's just a chat. I'm not here trying to explain to anyone because likelihood is no one's going to listen to it anyway. It's purely an excuse for me to chat to some good mates and some interesting people and like literally find out more about them, regardless of whoever's listening. So don't feel like you have to explain anything at all. Okay. You're just chatting to me.
So yeah, we met. The last time I saw you was probably the last night of Rhodes, wasn't it? That's the last time I actually saw you in person.
My last night, yeah.
Your last night in Rhodes, which was that when Charlie got punched?
I can't remember. It might have been. No, I don't think it was. I was gone by then because I left a few days early than everyone else because the flights that Rich booked us on weren't the same. And I was fuming. So everyone had their end of year party at the hotel, and like the days off there, and I was already gone. I was in Athens on my own at that point.
Oh fuck, dude. So what happened after that? So after you left, I think Evie left the next day.
Yeah, we were having a proper chat about it, weren't we, at the time?
Yeah.
Just because you didn't know when next time you were going to see each other was.
Yeah, and if it was going to continue, what was going to happen. And it did, and it was good.
But a year on now, though.
Year on. I've been dating her for like literally a year now.
Is that still... So have you not lived together, have you? You've just been like... So you're...
No, I haven't lived together. We walked... I will come to this, but we did a month in Spain, and then she comes and stays with me for like a week and a bit. I go stay with her for a few days.
Oh, nice. How was Bath, by the way? You just went Bath at the weekend, didn't you?
Bath. Bath was lovely. Very posh. Very posh.
Yeah.
Do you say Bath?
Stick out like a sore thumb. Sorry? Yeah, I say Bath. I'm northern. It's Bath. I get that enough from Katie as it is. Bath v Bar. Yeah.
You say Bath. It's if you read. I think if you read it, it says Bath. But I would always say,
If you read it.
if you read it.
If I read it, yeah.
If you read it, I don't read it.
It's just how you've heard it.
Yeah, I've heard what people say it. They say back. So yeah, I came back to the UK, and then I didn't really do like. By the time I came back, it was like November. And I was just working over November basically.
Yeah, because I spoke to you on the phone at the time. I remember you saying that you may have got a gig being a roadie for some really heavy metal band.
Yeah, I did. I did a couple of that actually. I did some stuff with that, and that was good. That was really fun.
That's
But
just the most Adam thing I could possibly think of, though. Is you traveling around, not even massively into heavy metal at all, just there.
I didn't really like heavy
Was
metal. Knew nothing about sound equipment, but
just carrying shit around.
and they were all German. None of them spoke English. The band. It was German hardcore heavy metal. Yeah, it was I wouldn't say they were bad people, but it was an experience.
It only lasted for how long?
It lasted 3 weekends on the run. So I did 3 weekends with them. So I did Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Did you have your fill? Was that enough for you after that?
They asked if I wanted to come do their European tour, but I didn't because I didn't even know what I was doing at all.
They're all speaking a different language, shouting at you. These just like heavy metal German rock, like punk rock band, shouting at you to move things in German, and you haven't got a fucking clue.
They're all very skinny, like flowy lads. They had like very short black hair, and they were all wearing leather, and it was
the eyeliner, the whole shebang.
Yeah, it was a strange vibe.
It's just a complete opposite to you.
Yeah, it weren't my cup of tea. I
just find it so funny how that's how like you decided that would have been a great idea to go and hang out with some people that could be the most complete opposite to you could ever meet, and then potentially just drive around Europe with them, not speaking the language.
Yeah, no, it didn't go great. There. What else did I do that year? Hung about with went up and down with Evie. I spent New Year's with Evie at Evie's house.
Oh, nice! Meet the parents.
I've met the parents. But that might have been the second time I met the parents or something like that.
Wait, was this before you went up to the Alps then? I went skiing.
Yeah, this was before. And on New Year's, they had like this spiced, not rum, what's it called? Jack Daniels.
Oh yeah, I know the one.
Yeah, and I've never been a Jack Daniels drinker, but I saw it there.
Except for one night only.
I saw it there, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna bin that. It's disgusting." And I was like, "Don't bin it."
Look, say no more.
I'll finish it, and then. Do you know how bad of an impression it is to drink half a bottle of, not even finish the Jack Daniels, drink half a bottle of it out on the couch before midnight at like 11.
Oh, you didn't make the countdown either.
No, didn't make the countdown. And like maybe the second time I've met the parents.
So Evie got a really she didn't get a midnight kiss then.
No, not at all. Like 2 days before, the day before was her birthday. Day after, oh yeah.
Oh, it was a birthday before.
Yeah.
So you didn't have a New Year's resolution. You got a New Year's bollocking straight away.
Yeah, woke up and it's just not happy about that, which is completely fair.
You asked for that one. You brought that on yourself straight away.
100%.
Oh no! To be fair, I've been there. Not in front of the in-laws, but at that stage, like on a night out, it's been Maybe not since I was like 17, 18 being that bad though.
No.
In front of the in-laws. Did you have to apologise the next day?
The in-laws didn't bring it up with me, but her brother just found it quite funny, I think. So her brother was
Is her brother older or younger?
brother's 2 years older than her. 2 years older than her? Yeah, I think 2 years older than her. He's old. He's definitely older.
Yeah. Oh, God, you'd find it. He'd never let you live it down, would you? That's coming out in the wedding speech if you get that far. Touch wood.
Oh, yeah. Then in 2023, I went back out on season. 2023. My tiny season, 2 weeks. Boat moving.
Oh yeah, it's just like a nice little workout. Just moving boats around for 2 weeks. Was that in Rhodes then?
No, so I flew with Lily, Charlie Faulkner, Joseph, and Justin.
Oh yeah, the biggest boaties that you can get.
Yeah, I can't think of her name. Oh, there's some other girl as well. The manager of Palaros as well.
Oh no, big time.
Yeah, I think she's just a manager now, but they're all right. We flew to. This is a recording, so I ain't saying shit. We flew to Milan, then from Milan to Sardinia.
Do you have any time in Milan, or literally just on the plane?
Jumped to Milan, and then got to Sardinia, and it's like there's trying to sort all these boats out. Just classic Mark Warner. Nothing. There's nothing anywhere.
Yeah, I honestly, it baffles me to this day how such a tin pot company can be so luxury.
Yeah, I have no idea how it works.
Come across as so luxury.
It was.
I think you get better. Center Parcs is a more well put together holiday company.
Yeah, and Center Parcs, they pay well.
And Center Parcs is lovely. I had a friend who's just been out to Center Parcs on a girls' holiday. And I saw a TikTok of it. It looked great. It looked so much nicer than going to Mark Warner.
Yeah, I can't say I would go again. I would ever go to a Mark Warner.
Oh no, not as a guest. No.
Yeah, I don't know. The have you seen those like the cheap when you get the Mark Warner what's called weeks, the Mark Warner Plus week?
Yeah, so like the beginning and the end of the season when they have like all the singletons and stuff.
Yeah, if I knew friends are out there on season, I might do it. But maybe.
So can you honestly say that there's not another season on the cards then?
Under Mark Warner, no. Unless Joseph gets a his own beach.
Ooh.
And then if that happens, I'll go out for a month or a bit, maybe.
Will they give him one?
Oh, if they don't, they're idiots.
I know. He's very, very knowledgeable about it. Like he lives and breathes boats.
Yeah. Me and my friends did acid. And Joseph
You whispered into the camera.
And Joseph was here. And it's very strange when you are everyone's like, why does this guy keep talking about boats?
It's not funny, it's just knowing Joseph.
Talking about boats. Why does he not? Yeah, if you don't know him, it doesn't make any sense. But if you're like, why does this guy keep talking about boats? That is Joseph. He just loves boats.
Yeah, it started off as that, and then I could just imagine 5 minutes, 10 minutes in, everyone's leaning forward, like towards him, saying, absolutely, like, so interested and intrigued about every detail about boats.
Tell us more about boats. Oh yeah, and then
you could have changed some people's lives there. You could have created some serial boatists.
100%. But yeah, then we flew from Sardinia, to Rome. We actually got split up. Me and the big boss Charlie and Joseph stayed in Sardinia for a day, and me and Joseph went walking. We did some walking around Sardinia.
Yeah, Sardinia looks lovely. So like, I mean, you can do a lot of camping in Sardinia as well, can't you?
Yeah, Sardinia is beautiful.
It's a great place for it. I've not been, but I'd love to at some point.
So yeah, we walked around Sardinia for the day until the next van showed up. We just spent because the lorries kept on not showing up.
Was this the lorries? What do you mean the lorries?
So it was an old Mark Warner hotel that we were taking apart and putting everything in lorries to send to Palaros so they could split between the new hotels.
Oh, okay, I get you. Like they kind of did after the end of peak season, like all the broken ones and stuff.
Yeah. So like anything
got
broke.
you.
But this one in Sardinia is gone now. It's no longer Mark Warner.
Okay. Shock.
And then, yeah, and then we flew from after we split up, we flew to Palaros via Rome. Had to do the 5-hour car journey.
Oh.
Awful.
Oh my god. So how long were you actually traveling for to get from point A to your final destination?
It was the final destination for Palaros, probably 7 hours around Europe. 8 hours? No, two for.
Like what, with your layovers?
Wait, no. England to Milan, Milan to Sardinia, Sardinia to Rome, Rome to Athens, Athens to Palaros, Palaros. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Now it was a fun trip. I wouldn't mind doing that again, but just helping them move stuff.
No, to be fair, doing that as a adventure kind of road trip type of thing with that couple of your best mates. I mean, it's a no-brainer really. It's just fun, like travel in general. But sitting in the car and waiting around for that length of time is ball.
It was just a bunch of just waiting around, hanging out. Wasn't doing much, but it was okay. Flew back to the UK, and I think I was in the UK for like a couple of days, and then me and Evie went skiing.
Yeah.
And so I was all ready to go back out on season after skiing, and I was going to go to Palaros actually with Evie.
Oh, so that was part of the plan then?
Yeah.
Before you broke your arm?
Plan was to go to Palaros.
Was that 2022 or was that like early this year?
That was early this year.
Yeah, because I remember I saw you were out. What, Chamonix?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah. No, it just. Oh, I have to find it. If I find it, my phone. I don't know about my phone. It just not far from the Free Valleys. Not far.
Yeah, because we saw that you're out there, but I think I messaged you to see if you were nearby. But then, I was going to message you to see if you were nearby so we could meet up. But one, we were just snowed in with work. Snowed in.
Yes,
snowed in with work, just looking after all these kids while the parents are skiing. And then I saw the story that you'd broken your arm. I was like, maybe not then.
Yeah. How just
was it a good break?
Wasn't he
like full send, or was it a bit pathetic, like falling over on a flat?
No, it was going downhill, and it was a skier went into the back of me, and I went and smashed into somebody else. It was like a boom, 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 boom. It took like 4 people out. It was
full gnarly, like full send.
And then we all thought it was a break, and I put it into the thing, and it wasn't a break. It was kind of gross. It was where I had damaged the muscle. A build up of calcium had formed. And so I had to do like loads of physio to like break the calcium. If it was a break, I could have in theory come back out on season. But it didn't really heal until that was beginning of February, March, April. It probably healed middle of April, end of April.
Wait, so they didn't let you go back on season then because of that?
No, I said I didn't want to go back because I was like, I don't want to go out. And then by the time we had like been like, oh, it's shit. Me and Evie had decided not to go.
Yeah, because wasn't she offered head of fitness?
Head of fitness for Palaros, and we decided not to go. Yeah, it was definitely the right decision. Yeah, definitely the right decision. And then we just started planning trips, what we're going to do the rest of the year.
Yeah, it's an exciting time though. Like me and Casey had the same thing. So when we were coming to the end of France, and we were like looking at what we wanted to do next. Do we want to do another summer? Do we want to go somewhere else and do something else, or like short period or Asia, or whatever it might be? There's like a little period of time where like in your head anything could happen. Like you could literally end up anywhere, and that's like the exciting phase of getting to plan then. Like your wildest dreams of traveling and exploring and seeing the world, and then slowly it starts to like become more real, and you get like a better idea of what you're going to do. So like, how did that process come about, and how did you end up with, finalize on, was it walking the full width of Spain? Was it?
So it's the Santiago to Compostela.
So wait, are you going to have to help? I'm shit at geography. You're going to have to help us out with that a bit.
Santiago to Compostela. So it's from Saint Jean de Paul in France, and it's going west across Spain, and it's a pilgrimage.
Oh, so it is like an official kind of
it's official,
historical track.
An official historical track. What was it? It's 800 kilometers, about 500 miles, about 800 kilometers. So
all right, more than a track, a colossal track.
It took about a month. Me and Evie did it in 28 days.
A month?
No, sorry, 26 days.
All right, okay.
Yeah, I just want to make that very clear.
You beat it. I'll give it you. So how did that come about in the first place? How did you think to go and do it?
So Evie likes walking. I like walking. She wanted to do it for a while. She got. I don't think she'll mind me saying this. She got a bit freaked out on the idea of doing nothing when she left. I want to go to Greece, and I was.
I get that completely.
Yeah, I was being like, I don't know what happened to go. We weren't sure if she went to Greece and I didn't get to Greece, and we weren't sure what's going to happen. But then she was like, I want to do something if I stay, and I was like, yeah, I understand that. What should we do? And then she said she wanted to do this, and I was like, let's do that. And then I just ran with it. I was like, go on, let's do this. And then
that's what I absolutely love that about you. Well, I don't know so much from Evie. I don't know Evie as well as I know you. But that your ability to just pick up and run with an idea is like something completely out there and be like, fuck it, let's go for it.
Yeah, so
it's massively inspiring.
I was just like, oh, let's go with this. And then then we had most of the summer in the UK. So like probably April to the UK, and I was just teaching sailing, teaching rock, and doing my stuff. Then we went to Spain middle of August. So actually, what happened was I had work. Then the work I had got cancelled. Like
what work was that?
Just some work I had that for like Watersports got cancelled. So the week before my birthday got cancelled, and then I was like, "Oh shit, go to Edinburgh."
Yeah.
So I've got a train up to Edinburgh for like 3 days. Came back on my birthday. Had 2 days in London with Evie, and then we flew to Spain.
Oh,
No,
sick. So you just went up just for no reason. Like there's no one else up there in Edinburgh. Just went straight up there
I
just to
don't
see
know.
it.
I don't know if you know. So I've been doing stand up for ages.
Oh yeah, is that up in Edinburgh? Was that the Fringe?
Yeah, I went and did 3 days of the Fringe this
Oh,
year.
sweet.
So I went and did 3 days of the Fringe this year.
What, just watching, or did you actually go up on the
I did
open mic, or?
a bunch of shows, did a couple of open mics, did a few competitions. Just rammed it in while I was up there. I think I did 20 shows in 3 days I was up there.
What?
Like 25
These like
minutes.
invite shows, open mic shows, or sign up kind of thing. How does that work?
All different. Like they're all different type of shows. So I went up with nothing booked. I just got on different shows. Like you got to like know someone who knows someone. We'll get you on a show.
Oh, nice. So I think you have a bunch of your comic friends who are up there as well, then.
A couple of my buddy mates were up there, and then yeah, I turned 22 midnight Edinburgh, which was fun.
That was sweet.
Middle of the Fringe, turned 22. Friends got me cupcakes, batman. Yeah, then we drank. I needed to get the train home at 6 o'clock in the morning.
What a stupid idea that was.
Yeah, drank into it, and then yeah, worked with it. Dealt, came in, met Evie on the other came in, and then yeah, had my.
So how was the Fringe then? How did that go? Did you kind of like really refine your stuff? Did you win any of the competitions?
So I won. I got through a few gong shows. A gong show is where they can like knock you off stage. So like you'll be saying your set, and they'll be like, and they'll like the audience will put a flag up or something.
Almost like that Graham Norton thing where he flips him back on the chair.
Yeah, sort of like that. It's there's a classic one in London called the Ding Dong Gong Show, and it's a big belly comedy. Like it used to be Vauxhall Comedy Club, but it's in Vauxhall, and everyone in the audience, there's like 4 people in the audience, and they all have dildos.
What?
And if they put their dildo in the air, that's 1 dong, and 3 dong. Wow. Yeah, it's quite good. It's quite.
And you get a souvenir.
Yeah, well, then you like if you win, you take a picture of this massive dildo and stuff.
Have you got? I haven't seen it. So I haven't seen if you've got it on your Insta or something like that.
No, I've passed that one. I haven't won it. I just won recently the Blackout. Well, no, Blackout, not the Blackout. Yeah, the Blackout, which is Up the Creek's Gong Show, which is just another comedy club. Quite nice.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
You get a bottle of it's not champagne, prosecco, and
Oh, that's sweet. So is the comedy like still going strong then? Because I knew you did it beforehand, and you
Yeah.
told us a bit, and you'd shown us. I'd seen a clips of your stand-up, but that was like sort of your early days with it. I didn't know how far you were taking that, and whether you were like pursuing it or just as and when because you find it fucking hilarious.
what's it called? I'm yeah, no. So I do stand up pretty much every night if I haven't got something
Oh, what,
else.
really?
Yeah, I'll do an open mic or something every night if I haven't got something else on.
Why don't I see this stuff? Why don't I?
Because I haven't really posted it yet. I haven't been doing much videos and stuff like that. But yeah,
No, you just send it to me. I'm not going to share it anywhere.
I'm
I
always
just want to see it because.
I'll send you the video afterwards. I've got a link on YouTube actually. I'll send you the video.
Yeah, please send us something unlisted. I'd love to see it. Because I don't know how that, with comedy especially, I don't know how people find the time. So if you're doing like an open mic every night, are you mostly riffing and improvising, or is it your recorded stuff, like written down stuff?
So I've got a bunch.
Every night's a bit intense.
I've got jokes every night. Every night is fucking intense. Every night.
Sorry, what?
Every night is well intense. Is like I say, I do it every night. I do it most nights, and then you try and do multiple sets in the night. So the dream is you want to be able to do it, get paid for it, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, enough not to need to work for the week.
Got you.
And you can, or some people, what you really can do is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then you are off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or whatever.
It'd be. I mean, it sounds nice, not just for comedy, for anything really.
Yeah. And then
it's not really a job, though, is it? I mean, it's hard work, but it's not a job as in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not like a job, but it like the only thing I'm aiming for is to be a club comic. So if you're a club comic, that is a job. You just go, you travel to around different clubs in the UK. You get paid for a set. You do your set, you get off, and go on. And then you have to do a couple
like
sets.
A musician, then, in that regard.
Yeah, like the most basic touring musician. Like you're not set out arenas or like shows. Being a club comic is easier because you just go on, do the club, leave. Like it's not.
There you go. Yeah.
It's not.
So you don't plan on being what do they call it? Being like a resident somewhere.
That seems the best. But that's like a Vegas thing.
Is that better?
That's just you do one place, you stay there. I like the idea of comedy because I met these, like, it's such a weird scene. People are
oh yeah,
they are some of the weirdest people, and
some of the most amazing people in the world. I imagine are probably like comedians and magicians, because they've had to grow up and like not give a shit what anyone thinks whatsoever in order to get good at what they're doing, and it shows because whilst everyone else is self-conscious about everything they're doing, these guys are just out here absolutely loving life, doing it the way they want to do it.
Yeah, magicians especially. Like comedians are all like, there are loads of people trying to do stand-up. Like, stand-up's a really weird art form because it's in actual conversations not funny. Like if I'm just telling you the jokes, it's not funny. But once you're on stage, and crowd, it's funny.
It's a different dynamic, isn't it? I suppose. I mean, what was it Ricky Gervais said? I think where he was saying how the ultimate aim in comedy is to be as funny as you are with your mates at the pub.
Yeah, probably something like that. But I don't know what my ultimate aim in comedy is. I would like to be paid from comedy so I could just like be about the rest of the time. You know what I mean? Just not.
Yeah, be about.
Yeah. I don't know.
No, I mean, I get what you're saying. It's one of those where it's not a. Oh, hello?
Sorry,
there
my phone just.
Yeah. No worries. No, I get what you're saying. I mean, you don't. I think things with like for you that being comedy, for me being something like this podcast or surfing or whatever it is I'm doing at the moment, like photography, something like that. I mean, it'd be great as an idea to get paid for them, but I imagine if I were to jump into trying to get where I'm trying to make one of these things my source of income, I'm going to end up hating it sooner than I'm going to start making money from it, just through the stress of it.
And you start hate like the stand-up's really weird because you'll hate it and you'll enjoy it. You'll hate it and you enjoy it. Because in theory, stand-up is an art form.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So you don't like the admin. I hate the art form. I don't like. So I hate having to figure out the admin and all the stuff like that, like booking gigs and trying to get to gigs and stuff like that, and being out late and you're always tired. Like I finish work I have a weird schedule of work at the minute. I work Mondays, Wednesdays, Friday, Saturday, Sundays, and I start at 6, finish at like 3ish.
Oh, that's terrible for standing up as well.
Yeah, go home, sleep.
No sleep.
Sleep from like 3 to about 5, 6. Go out from like 6 till go do a gig 7 till do a gig 7 till get home about 11. Go sleep at 11 to like 6. Go to sleep 11 to like 11 to like half 5, get dressed, go to work, start all over again. Like
I know, and after running that and being so tired, you're responsible for children's lives out in the water.
Yeah, and at the moment I'm just a lifeguard. I'm just lifeguarding
Oh, okay.
So more
So
responsibility.
it's not just a lifeguard. It's like, is it just lifeguarding? I
I'm
was like,
lifeguard.
'cause was
I,
I heard a bit someone was saying how like lifeguards are like the ultimate power. Where if you're a corrupt lifeguard, no one's
yeah,
ever gonna catch you.
racist lifeguard.
Ever. You could be a corrupt police officer and you've got to go out your way
Yeah.
to cause some harm, but you can tactically look away whenever you want to.
I work at a lake in Lewisham, which is like an open water swimming venue at the minute.
Oh, nice.
And so I've been doing cold water swimming, which is fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, that and that brings us most of the year. Like there's a few things missed, but I think that's pretty much since I've seen you what's happened.
Yeah, so have you always been based around Lewisham?
Yeah, pretty much. I lived in the Isle of Wight.
Why didn't I know this before? Because I've got family in Lewisham, and I go stay over there. And like I've been there a few times when visiting Katie and just been down to London. I just did not know you were there. I don't know London very well, to be honest with you. So that's more on me.
I'm very near Lewisham, so like I'm Beckenham, so I'm like, yeah, Lewisham.
What?
It's
I was when I came down and I was doing my interview for my ski season. I stopped off. Previously, I'd stopped there in Lewisham before then going to go see Asher and Jenna. I could have saw you as well. It's an opportunity missed.
It's like Lewisham on the train. It'll be like, they're like 4 stops away from me on the train station.
Oh, nice. Yeah, awesome. That's good. I'll remember it for last time. For next time. The next time, or whenever that freaking might be. I don't know when that might be.
Definitely. Oh.
Hopefully, I'll see you out here before I see you back there.
Do you think I'll see you out there for Australia?
Not for you.
I don't know.
Not for you.
I'm trying. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do next. I haven't figured out my next thing. I need to get more qualifications in outdoor stuff. So,
it's a myth. You don't. You don't need qualifications in outdoor stuff.
I want. Well, I need stuff, but I don't want to go out and do. Like, if I went out to Australia, I could get a tree surgeon quite easily. To be fair, it's not. No, I've had jobs offer jobs that before, but like, it's
a lot of trees.
What I want to do. I don't know what I want to do.
No, I get that. I'll have to let you know because I've got a friend out in Cornwall, in a place called Bude, and she does outdoor, like almost like teaching kids same type of thing, where they go on their holidays or whatever they're called, like they in like a hotel. It's an old hotel in Bude, and she teaches kids all different sports from like surfing, windsurfing, sailing, and then things like mountain boarding as well. And then the high ropes type stuff and rock climbing and like all different stuff. And that during their training week, they train you up and give you these qualifications in like multiple different outdoor sports for that. And then it's a full season.
Mm-hmm. Sure. I bet that's in house though.
What do you mean?
So the way centres work in the UK, you have some centres that RYA run under, and that you have to have the RYA qualification. So if you want to work for the RYA, you have to have an RYA qualification. If you want to work for the British Canoeing and they run under the British Canoeing governing body, you have to have a BCU qualification.
Oh, it's another way they're gonna like rinse you for. Yeah.
If you work for PGL, they do a lot of this thing called in-house training, which is so if you're doing high ropes, we'll assign you off to do high ropes. So, and lots of centres do this. It's good in some ways, like it gets people into things, but it doesn't help people progress.
I get you. I mean, it's such a weird like kind of balancing act when it comes to especially fun activities, fun jobs, whether it be seasons or like outdoor sports or water sports, anything like that. The progression level, like there isn't much room to progress. I've noticed with most of these things, unless like the main benefit is the fact that you get to do this job in amazing locations and meet amazing people, which for a lot of people is enough. But as you kind of do that year on year, you do want to be able to do newer, more exciting, and more challenging things with these levels, which it's a tit for tat, especially in the UK.
I don't know what I'm going to do next. I ain't got a clue. But me and Evie have decided we're going to do another long walk, which will be fun.
See, normally whenever I've suggested going on a long walk with my partner or any previous relationship, it normally is responded to with, right, what do you need to talk about? What's going on? There's something wrong. I was like, what could be going wrong in your relationship that you need to go on an 800-kilometer walk to figure it out?
No, the 800 like, what we got up to, it was. I didn't realize how Christian it was. It was very Christian.
Ah.
Evie was trying to convert me. No,
some might say eye-opening.
Eye-opening, yes. Yeah.
Wait, was it actually? I was taking the piss. What?
It taught me how boring religion was. Do you remember being 6 listening to the guy talk about the Harvest Festival? I felt like that for like
4 weeks. Some trauma must have blocked that out from my memory.
It was like 4 weeks of the Harvest Festival that I didn't need.
It's just so repetitive at the same time. Saying that though, I can appreciate it more, especially whilst abroad. Like when you go to like step in, I always find it so interesting. Not the churches themselves, but when you step into it like an old church, like cathedral in an old city, I look around and think some serious decision making has happened here. Like decision making has happened here. Like life and death situations were decided here. The course of history was decided here. A lot of dodgy, evil stuff has happened right in this very spot.
We were so there was this one day we were walking through this these fields, and there was a sign about how these people were the first. He was gonna hate me telling this. These people were the first like men to like be one of the first civilization settlements in Europe ever.
Sorry,
it's like we were walking through this field, and like, there's these big sign about how these are the first settlements in Europe, one of the first ever settlements, like caveman.
Okay.
And I was like, oh my god, we should have a look at this. And he just goes, I don't care. I don't want to know.
What?
And I was like, why? And she goes, it's cavemans. And we walked on. Oh, Belly?
Yeah, sorry. It's saying that your signal's a bit shit. So if you want to turn your camera off, it'll probably work a bit better. I can hear you though. Yeah.
Yeah. And we were saying that like these caveman, we were like, and she was like, I don't care. And I was like, okay. And we walked on. And then like the next day I was like, we really will look to the first settlement in Europe. I was Googling it the next day. It was like the first sign of life, human life in Europe. And she was like,
and she just didn't care.
Not that she didn't care. She just didn't find it as interesting as I did.
Honestly, you are preaching to the choir here. Like, I don't know if it's just a guy versus a girl thing, or a relationship thing, or an Evie and a Katie thing. Sorry, Katie, if you can hear. But it's like whenever I find something interesting or like historical, I'm like, oh my god, this is like, just think about that. And she'll look to me dead in the eye and just go, yeah, and? So what do you mean? This is like,
I think it's people. I think there's like geography people. People were like, oh my god, can you see that mountain? That mountain's so cool. And then there are people who are like, oh my god, history. History's so cool.
Yeah, I get that like people have the different ones. I like to go. Sorry?
She's definitely like a more like, oh, nature is so pretty. Look how pretty it is. The more, and then
yeah, I mean, it's not a one or the other kind of thing, though. You can appreciate everything, really. Obviously, you have like a more of a natural inclination towards certain things. I get that, but you can like be naturally curious. I mean, obviously, you wouldn't go and do that walk if you weren't just curious and like excited about some even mundane things that other people wouldn't find interesting at all.
So the big problem with the walk, There was a lot of roads.
Is it not a
Yeah.
full hiking path trail?
No, we wouldn't recommend the walk. Like the walk was very good and it was fun and like we enjoyed lots of it. But it's not like a go do this. You have to go do this.
Yeah, but then there's so many nice walks everywhere as well. I mean, obviously, if you've heard that one and that if you're in, that's why I was so surprised about not wanting to. Well, you're not going to see the first civilization place because that walk itself as a pilgrimage is like very historically like centered.
Yeah.
So then, for one of the major attractions, you're just like, nah.
We kind of got on this whole like let's do it as fast as we can, and because of like the first few days we did like chill and stuff like that. But once you've been in one small Spanish town, it did feel like you've been in every small Spanish town.
Yeah, I felt the same with Greece whenever we go in the cars and drive around.
Yeah.
They're all very gorgeous and very nice, and it's amazing. But like, it's at the end of the day, when I think back on those times now, they're all pretty much the same place.
Yeah, which is that sounds terrible to say. You know, I know what you mean. Exactly.
No, it's true. It's true though. Like you have your highlights, you'll remember the key features of all of them, and you'll remember that place as a memory, and you'll have fond memories of it. But you're not going to remember every single fucking brick, are you?
No.
But,
yeah.
But then at the same time, though, you will remember how fucking difficult it was, and how you had to try and push through at times, and then like I'm sure there's lots of funny moments along the way.
Yeah, definitely. It was a weird, like it was definitely a weird walk. I don't know if I would suggest people go and do it, but it's if you're trying to find God, it's
he's not there.
Yeah. It turns out he's not real. I was very racist.
Oh shit! Spoiler alert, Adam! Fucking hell! Come on.
I fucking checked. I was there.
I was just googling some hiking boots as we speak as well. Well, fucking bin that one off.
Oh yeah, no, dude. But I think we're gonna go and walk Hadrian's Wall next. Is our plan.
Oh sweet! Wait, where's that again?
That's like between England and Scotland.
Yeah. There's a massive castle, isn't there?
Maybe.
Well, there's loads of massive castles, I suppose.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Oh, that sounds awesome.
Because her parents want to walk it as well, so I think we're gonna take both the cars and go one end each, and then walk and meet in the middle.
Oh, nice! And like meet. That sounds cool. How long's that one?
Oh, it's like 100 and something. It's nowhere near as long.
No, I remember following your stories. Like you can always tell when someone's excited for the first day of the journey, and like there's putting a story up for every single thing they see and they're doing. It's amazing. And by about 5 days in, they've dropped down to about half the amount of content. And then you see about a week or 2 weeks in, it's just a very miserable picture of their breakfast.
There was like a month at there was a week at the end. I think it was like the last week. I was so ill, like vomiting, diarrhea, like all the badness.
Too much trifo.
Too much trifo. What's trifo?
Yeah, chorizo. Chorizo.
No, I don't eat meat. No chorizo.
Oh yeah, of course. Too many yeah.
You're vegetarian,
aren't you? Of course.
Yeah,
I forgot.
Do not be a vegetarian in Spain. It's
to be fair, I was gonna say actually, because whilst you're doing any kind of excursion like that, surely like maintaining a moral diet.
Yeah, it's
difficult.
I went as I went out at 78 kilograms maybe. I came back at 68.
Whew. In just under a month.
Yeah, just under a month.
Oh my god.
Which is
there's no wonder if you were you violently ill or just like you felt better?
A few days I was bad. Like I had to be taking Imodium. So I didn't shit myself as I was walking.
A few nature poos.
Luckily with the Imodium, no need for nature poos. But it was.
You're missing out. Love a good nature poo.
It came close. It came close. But like then we got to the last city, which was beautiful cities. They filmed a bunch of Game of Thrones stuff there.
Oh, nice.
And we were like walking around town, and I was like, "Oh, let's get some food." And she was like, "Where do we go?" And we were always really bad at choosing anywhere. We just take ages to decide. And I was like, "Let's just go here."
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and they're selling the meal Florentina, the pizza. So the pizza was called Florentina, which is like a fried egg with spinach and stuff like that. I'm like, nice. That sounds like a bit of me. I've had a Florentina
Yeah.
before. Yeah, it turns up and it's just like a Tesco Values pizza with grated cheese, all it. Not grated cheese, grated egg. All
That's a disgrace to call it a pizza.
I was like, this is. I can't even eat this. I had like 2 bites. I was like, this is rank. It's like dripping grease. And then he was like, "Oh, we'll switch." But no, it's fine. And then she's like, "What do
Oh,
you
so
do
it's
now?"
alright.
Hers was fine. And she's like, "What do you do now?" I was like, "I want to go back. I want to go back to the hotel." I feel
Oh
something.
no, just put you in a right bad mood.
Yeah, and then I went back to the hotel and I was just violently sick, just passed
Oh
out,
no.
awful. And then
How long did you have left on your trip?
that was like the last day. That was like the last 2 days. And then, but like, I cleared up after like 10, like about a couple of hours, and I went to sleep, came back, went to sleep. I was fine.
Oh, that's alright then. So it wasn't like the whole rest of it was ruined.
No, the last week were like a bit, but other than that,
Touch and go. Yeah, you always would have on any kind of challenge, though, aren't you? Because when you can see that finish line, it's either going to motivate you to keep going, or you're just like, you've got it in the bag, and you're just going to let everything else slide.
yeah, definitely.
So would you do? So you're doing the 800k. Well, so you did the 800 kilometers.
Did 800 kilometers. We're gonna do
Did you have any
another.
kind of like holiday afterwards, like chill out by the beach, or was it straight back?
Book anything? We couldn't book anything because like we were all
Could you
doing
not?
everything. Yeah, we didn't book anything in advance, and we booked everything last minute. So
Oh,
there was nothing we could have like. We could have gone and like we nearly booked somewhere, and then we decided just to come home and we'll go somewhere nice, save money, go somewhere nice later in the year.
yeah, I suppose. You've seen enough of Spain at that point, hadn't you?
Yeah, we were kind of sick of Spain. Both very hungry as well, which was a weird one.
Yeah, I mean, you needed to recover. You needed to regain
Yeah,
something. You'd lost a lot more than just some weight on that trip.
yeah, and then we had to be back for the 30th because it was my dad's 60th.
Oh, nice.
October. So we flew back to England on the 26th of October, and then Evie stayed until like the 30th. And then we had my dad's party, and it was all fun, and it was nice. Yeah.
Nice. So when you're on those kind of long walks, then, so I've done walking before, like Lake District, Peak District, like what did he call it? Like I can't remember the name of it. The challenge where you have to like walk up all the peaks.
Oh yeah.
All the Wainwrights.
Yeah.
So I've done a few of those with some mates of mine, and they've like done a lot more than I have. Those are like sometimes a full day walking up and down hills, and like it's not too bad. It's only a couple hours at a time. You camp out and do it again the next day. I didn't camp, but they've done it before, and then I've done longer walks before. But when you're on the road walking for what is probably going to be like 6 hours, probably 6 to 8 hours a day, what do you like? How do you entertain yourself? And how do you not kill each other first?
Just chat, like you
Yeah,
do all the time, and then we
I know,
play.
but for 8 hours, I think I'd start getting a little bit loopy.
We probably walk. Probably walk about 6 hours a day. Maybe a little bit more. Yeah, probably walk about 6 hours a day. Maybe a little bit more, a little bit less. Because we would start at like 6 in the morning, and then we'd finish about 2. No, wait,
Yeah.
so probably 8 hours. Yeah, about 8 hours a day. And
Oh, nice.
we'd
So
do
it's not too bad then.
no, we'd do like 30 kilometers a day.
Have you seen that guy, that hardest geezer who's running the
Yeah,
entire length of Africa?
and he's just slowly dying.
Yeah, he is not even slowly at this point. I think his rate of death is like quite severely accelerated.
That's not good.
He's so many 100 days in now, and he's about halfway, and it just looks like a ginger skeleton.
Yeah, that's. Oh, I saw.
What a guy, though. What a guy.
Yeah. Knowing he's gonna die as well, which is the craziest thing.
I mean, he knows straight away that like that's so detrimental to his health. Because I was when I first heard about it, I searched him up on Instagram, and like his name's the hardest geezer. He is quite literally just a geezer. He's not a professional athlete. He's a great endurance runner, and he's got some great stories about how it saved his life. Running did, but I looked on his do you know you can have your story highlights on Instagram?
Yeah.
One of his story highlights was a beer-a-thon, where he was at a track, like an 800-meter track, and he ran a marathon around that track. But every single lap he took, or every mile he did, one or the other, he had to do a can of beer, like a full beer, down it.
Oh, have you seen that thing? And it's like, okay, you've got to have like run. You got to either run. So you got to do 26 of one, 12 of another, 6 of one, and then 1. So you got to do. So yeah, you have you have to either eat 26 donuts, or 12 donuts, or 6 donuts, or 1 donut. But you have the options. Things that you got to do. You got to drink, eat the donuts, wank, and run. So, do you think you could have 26
at the same time?
No. Which ones do you think and have your fastest time at? Finish all of them the fastest. So you gotta either run 26 miles, wank 26 times, eat 26 donuts, or drink 26 beers. And you gotta pick one of 1, 6, 12, 26.
Ooh. Right, let's discuss. I personally
think you gotta go 6 wanks because
anymore it's kind of diminishing returning, isn't it?
Yeah, anymore you're barely like.
You don't want any chafe to start accessing in.
Yeah. I'm mixing the donuts. I'd probably do 12.
I'm saying 26 donuts is more. I could probably more ease. No, time wise, I think I'm not in a state to run a marathon as much as I'd like to think. Maybe if I was training for it, probably yeah, but I'd probably eat 26 donuts fastest.
12 donuts, 12 beers, 1 mile.
1 mile.
Dude,
you've got to run to the shop to get these 26 donuts.
Yeah, I guess I could.
And then you're gonna have a great night when you get home.
Oh, dude, I guess you could do.
My mate asked me this question actually, and I thought I don't know how to talk about it now. I'll pose a question to you, but I'm not going to go into it. But it was, what do you think you've had more of in your lifetime? Do you think you've had more beers or wanks in your lifetime?
Oh, fucking hell!
It's a tough. I don't want to go into it now because that's a rabbit hole I'm not prepared for. Not for the first podcast.
I think they're close.
But message me afterwards with your thought process, because the thought process is the funny part. Because you're there thinking, yeah, but you're from when you were 18 when you could legally have drinks.
Yeah, but
how long have you been in a relationship for? It's like you go into the intricacies.
Yeah.
And it's the more you think about it, the closer it gets.
Yeah.
And then you become quite eager for both.
Oh, dude, if I had
no,
that'd be a weird way to start the day. I did that the other day. I grabbed a Coke out of the fridge, and it was like I had to be up at work at like 10 or something. Grab the Coke, get to work, crack the Coke on the way to work, sip the beer. I'm like, oh, this is a beer.
It feels like you've already opened it now. You're not one to waste anything.
Downed on the bus going to work, and then started doing
Fuck off. Was that a mistake?
100%.
That's not. You didn't down it. You realised it's a beer.
Yeah, no, 100%, because it was an Estrella. It was
What
red.
what beer was it though? Because I reckon you could take a Heineken in the morning. You're not
It was,
taking something.
it
You're
was
not
an
taking a Nuki Brown.
Estrella. You know Estrella?
Oh yeah, easy. I'd go
Yeah.
down nicely actually.
Honestly, 10 o'clock. It nearly became one of my routines at 10 o'clock Estrella.
I have one of my least proud moments ever was after a night out at a uni, having just because I think I was still fucked. Not I was at a mate's uni, so we were just out for the night. I think it was in Sheffield. I think I was still fucked in the morning, and I knew exactly what I was doing. I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna try it. Like beer instead of milk in the cereal.
Oh,
Ugh, couldn't recommend.
could not recommend. No, that is a rough. But yeah, then what's I got to work and I was doing some labouring for the day, and my mate was like, your breath stinks of beer, and I was like, yeah, no, I have beer this morning, and he was like, beer does sound nice, doesn't it? And then at lunch we got beer. We got lunch.
A lunch ale.
Dude, by the end of by 2 o'clock, we were kind of pissed because we bought beers back to the site, and then we spent like 15 minutes hammering a nail in, laughing our heads off about how yeah.
Oh yeah, lunch beers should be appropriate. Maybe not labor. What labouring were you doing?
It was just at our house, and we just like moving some stuff and
Oh,
hammering
fuck
some.
yeah, go for it.
My there's a school near me, and I was watching these teachers have beers at lunchtime, and I was like, fucking hell. That doesn't seem appropriate, but you know.
Yeah, I find it bizarre because most of the work I've ever done has been physical, like manual labour. Well,
Yeah.
manual labour, like I'm moving about, I'm responsible for children or other people in some way or another. I've never had like an office job where not for a very long period of time, where I can kind of switch off for a lot of it. But it amazes me how acceptable it is for them to just go and have like a 2-3 hour lunch break, where they'll go and have a lunch and a couple of beers and then come back for like 2 hours. So they only really work the first 3 hours in the morning.
Yeah, it
4
is
hours
crazy.
max, and then they go on a massive long lunch break. They go with the company card, they'll get a meal and a couple of beers, come back, send a few emails, and go home. And I'm like, that's the appeal of an office job. I
Yeah,
never
no,
understood the appeal of an office job until I get to see that that's what they get to do, or a lot of them get to do if they're that way inclined.
it's the 9 to 5 as well. The 9 to 5 is just they're easy hours, aren't they? Like they're the hours everyone else works, so they all fit into everything. So
I hate those hours. I hate a 9 to 5.
do
I
you?
can't. I think being out here as well, it's made me realise I don't want to do that again. Where I'd much rather, I feel now, go into earlier shifts. The earlier the better, really.
Well,
Maybe
yeah.
not so much now, particularly because like I'm enjoying waking up at like sunrise and going for like a swim.
You're a PT.
So
You're a
like
PT.
I can spend a couple. Yeah, PT now. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the crazy. They're really weird hours.
Well, it's weird. So I'm with Virgin Active at the moment in Sydney. So
Okay.
they start you off on gym floor hours until you've built up your client base. Because I couldn't have any clients over here anyway, just because I just don't know anyone. Like I don't know anyone, don't meet anyone. But they start me off.
They'll help you get clients eventually.
Oh yeah. So I'm in there speaking to people non-stop every day. Like, and I'll do these kind of like, we call them wellness consults. So we go and speak to people and sign clients up. That's basically, we give them like a free session information, help them get started, and then it's almost like so if you like what you've seen here, PTing is also available, kind of thing. And then it's a good and it's a good sales thing. And like it's good. I've only been there now. This is my second week. I'm still in induction, just with them learning their own systems. But obviously, in theory, I'll be able to pick my own hours as I bring in my clients, because then I can drop the hours that they make me do, just walking around the gym doing stuff for them. And as I get clients in the gym, I can pick my own hours, which is great. I love that. I just love PT. I love the idea of helping people out with like their health and their actual. It just extends to the rest of their life. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's great. I mean, part of me thought to do it abroad, like on a Mark Warner kind of thing, or on a season, especially a ski season, because I saw fitness instructors out on the winter seasons because when I was doing childcare and I was so pissed off because I didn't realise it'd be like this because of the shifts I'd have to work. I was working throughout all skiable hours pretty much, except for a couple of breaks. So as much as I was out there all season, I did a lot of snowboarding, but I couldn't go out every single day when I wanted to. But there was personal trainers and fitness instructors and coaches who would do maybe an hour, half an hour of sort of like yoga, stretching, warm-ups in the morning, maybe 2 hours, and then they do like a couple of evening sessions, the same thing, yoga, Pilates, maybe like a boxing session, cardio and recovery for the time that they were there for and they have the whole day, the rest of the day, to be able to go out and snowboard as much as they wanted to.
That is pretty cool. I don't get me wrong. I liked learning to snowboard, and even with the arm and stuff, I thought it was quite fun. But it I don't know. It's just it's not my sport. I'm
obviously not. You crashed into several people and broke your arm.
Yeah, this is not.
Sorry, calcified your arm.
Oh God, gracious, isn't it?
Did you not enjoy it so much then? Like, regardless of that, was it not like?
Really like snowboarding. And like I'll go again, I'm sure. But I'll keep it up as in I want to be able to go and do it with friends. But like I can't, like I do so many sports,
Yeah.
It's just so far away as well. Like when I get into something, I get into it. Like I don't want to make it one of the things that I'm like, oh, I do snowboarding.
Yeah, like it's when you like something, you're fully in, you're committed, you're 100%.
Yeah, 100%. Like
that's great. I mean, that's awesome of it. I mean, I feel like for snowboarding and any kind of winter sport, skiing, fucking tobogganing, who gives a shit? It's one of those where I feel like the amazing part is the fact that you don't do it all the time. You can't do it all the time. You've got seasons. Even if you went every year, you're limited to when you can go. And then when you're there, it's just absolutely jaw-dropping up in the mountains, in the slopes. You've got this flowing feeling of you swaying around, not a care in the world, through a cloud at 100 miles an hour almost. And it's this is incredible. And the fact that you can't do it every day is like, okay, yeah. Like even me at the end of the season, I still love snowboarding, don't get me wrong. But when I had time off where I could have gone and snowboarded, and the same with a lot of people who work there, we'd sooner spend that time just actually chilling out a bit when we weren't as eager to go out as much as possible. But if you're there for a week, 2 weeks, you're going to be out as much as you possibly can. It's like just like gulping the stuff up like it's good out of fashion.
Yeah, I think the big thing to me is it just feels so fake, which is a crazy way of like everything. I think off piste probably is like what I'd like to do, but like all of the it's just not like okay. It's windsurfing. Windsurfing is completely. It's you and the elements. Like it's you and what's going on around you. It's the wind.
Yeah.
It's everything. Snow, like the skiing and the snowboarding I did is like they cut it into the path. Like they made a path for you to do, and you did the path.
Yeah, I get that. Like
I don't know.
I 100% get you because like I'm doing I'm learning surfing now, and as a comparison from snowboarding to surfing, being supposedly being they're both extreme board sports. There is no comparison.
Yeah.
That surfing element of being on the wave, in the elements, knowing what's going on, understanding the swell, the tides, the swell times, and all the other stuff going on around you, whilst trying to do the actual physical activity itself and trying to keep your mind clear so that you can focus is 100 times harder.
What are you surfing? You're on longboards.
Surfing, yeah, is 100 times harder to snowboarding.
Yeah, I think that's. I just like my. I like my water melted. Like my watermelon.
Well, you like a challenge. You like the
Yeah,
challenge. You like that the elements and like being able to like orientate yourself around the elements and what's going on around you. And I get that completely. Because put it this way, like what extreme sports do you know that your nan could do quite easily and possibly quite well? You don't see like grandparents going out on a half pipe skateboarding or out
no.
catching
Well,
a tube,
I I think
catching a barrel out on the sea. But you'll quite happily see them whizzing past you on a ski slope
yeah. Well, I
like it's
think that
normal. It's not normal. You fall, you're gone. Your hip's gone.
yeah,
But you're doing
skiing.
an extreme sport at 80 years old, and I can't commend you enough because I want to be that person.
Yeah, I'm scared of me when I'm 80 and we fucked up. I'm scared all my legs are gonna be gone. I'm looking at my grandparents and my aunts and all their knees are fucked. I need to make sure my knees are
Ugh.
did that. Like everyone in my family, like, and then I've met Evie's grandparents, and they're like they do so well. They go walking trips and stuff like that. They're in charge of the Ramblers Society. By
Oh,
like
really? Oh, sweet.
by the time I'm 50, I do not want to live in a city. I think that's how you die.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I think if
Yeah,
you
it's
live,
just,
I think if you're living in a city when you're like you need to be out. Like even like suburbs, you need countryside in your doorstep. We're not meant to live in cities.
no, I get, yeah, 100% agree. I mean, when you're younger and like you crave that social buzz and that, like, just that buzz in general at something going on, it can be a great place to be temporarily. Like, but if you said to anybody at any age, you're going to go live in the city, but you're never allowed to leave, no one's going to do it.
It's true,
You do
generally
it.
said.
Yeah, oh God, 100%. I'm fortunate and unfortunate enough never to have lived in a major city. I've not spent much time, if any, around London.
Yeah,
And
and did
when the few times I have been there, I've not enjoyed it. I could not say I've enjoyed it enough to say I'd want to stay there or live there.
this is the craziest thing. Being born and raised in London, I don't see any other city in the UK as a major city.
Oh
Like,
no, I'm seeing that out here in Sydney. I went around Sydney and drove around Sydney a few times, thinking, oh yeah, it's one of the biggest cities in the world. It's like iconic. It's fucking tiny, like
it,
compared to London.
yeah, like I think Birmingham I've been to feels like a city, but it also feels not. It doesn't feel as city-ish. Bristol barely feels like a city.
It's not. Come on, it's
Yeah,
not. Yeah,
Bath's
no,
a, I went to like no, yeah. They've made. Have you ever been to um Southend on Sea?
I haven't. No,
Southend on Sea's a city now, and that is wild.
I don't know. Is what is it? Just kind of
It's like a
not
town.
as built up.
And do you remember that
Yeah, I
politician?
mean,
Yeah,
it doesn't
remember
take much to be a city, does it? But do you feel like you're kind of so? Do you feel that nowhere else is a major city, or do you kind of get the sense that you were spoilt with having one of
I
the greatest cities in the
I think
world, like on your
if
doorstep?
yeah, I think if you once you're born in London, you're sport with London. There are a few places in the world that like compare city wise.
Yeah,
It
especially when you're talking culture as well as like grandiose scale.
yeah, 100%. Like and like people say, oh, like doesn't get like you. I've never been bored in London. Like I could go, yeah, anywhere on the train and get like they'll be doing something. Like there's always something to do. Apparently
Yeah, I
Berlin
mean that
amazing as well. I've had loads of people tell me about how amazing Berlin is.
I've had my
Uh,
parents went to Berlin and said how great it was, and they really enjoyed it. The thing is, I do like a city break, and I like love going to see it for the culture there. But the only problem I always have with them, and I get this with London as well, especially, is the fact that when you go to a city, you're only really seeing like the most marketed places and the most like accessible places. When
yeah,
you would know living around the area that there's so many places which you just hear about from a friend which you would have never known existed, which are actually incredible, which you're
yeah,
only going to get that experience if you live there for, say, 3 to 6 months minimum.
Yeah, London's so big. Like, if I go to North London, I don't know what the cool places are to go. Like, I know the cool places near me in South, but like, I don't know. And I'm like, we split it. London's so big, we split it up into like South, Southeast, Southwest, West, West,
Yeah,
Northwest. Like, if you ask someone,
it's baffling, really. The only other place I could compare it to, from an outside perspective, is New York, where you've got that kind of size, that scale, but also that kind of isolated culture individually.
yeah, and New York, like,
Any other city that tries to be like London or New York hasn't had the time to develop over centuries to get to that stage.
and like London, I love London, but like New York's double the size as well. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's
New
just
York, yeah, I would love to go to New York for a bit, but it is just crazy.
so maybe me and you will set it out because Casey'd love to as well. I mean, we've said at some points we'd love
Mm.
to spend 6 months to a year living in New York at some
Mm.
point. We wouldn't want to stay there. No chance. Just the same reason as London, we wouldn't want to stay or live there firmly. But just to get that kind of cultural element, that kind of Casey Neistat kind of view of New York, like, hey, I'm walking here, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Like, feel like you're a part of it for a little bit, because we see, like, we've grown up watching all the movies and all of the stuff to come out where they're all filmed in New York, and we see like the Big Apple, like the place dreams are made of, blah blah blah.
do you ever think about doing one of those
Like,
American camp things?
yeah, so before going out to Greece, I was deciding on which. So I'd applied for both Camp America and Camp America, Camp South Africa, and then Mark
Camp
Warner as well. Sorry,
Camp. I've never heard of Camp South Africa before.
oh, my mate did it. He said it was amazing. Um,
Really?
yeah. So I was looking at all those, and then I managed to speak to a friend who had done both Camp America and a summer season, and they loved them both, but they 100% recommended to do a summer season instead, purely on the basis that when you're doing Camp America, you are living with these kids and have to be a responsible adult. Like, you're sharing a dorm room with these kids whilst you're doing it. And I thought, no, because I know I'm gonna want to go out and have my own space and be able to get absolutely slaughtered and not care about looking after some fucking little dweeb.
Yeah, it's quite yeah, that does put you off a little bit.
And I can't fault the season we had in terms of enjoyment. There's plenty of stuff wrong with it, but it's great. It's fucking brilliant. I had a great time.
100%. 100%.
Mm.
Yeah. What's it called? I really enjoyed the season. What's it called? There were like it did spiral me off for a bit. Like, I was talking the other day with you. I didn't deal with the dead body well at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know, like, I had this that's when I came back to the UK. When I came back to the UK, I had a person I had to do CPR on the train, like the day, like a week into being back in the UK.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I had to do. So I had the dead body in Greece, and then I had to do CPR back on the train, like a week into back in the UK. So then it just kind of had like, it just
Did
came.
you feel at the time when on the train in the UK, did you feel kind of more desensitized to that situation where you could actually think more clearly and not panicked because of the experience in Greece?
Maybe I like the Greece. There was no. I say this for. I don't say this for myself. I don't. There was one point when I felt panicked, and that was when the guy's head was going under the water, and we were pulling him into the boat and stuff like that. And like, it is crazy. Like, I will explain it to so many people, but like Neve and Gabby were the only ones that will really like ever get it. How it was. Like,
Yeah, of course.
it was absolutely crazy. and then getting the brother's man, like they drove off, and then getting the brother's man in my boat afterwards, like the guy that died, and him crying with me on the way back, and me getting him into the anyway, me getting him back into the like beach and all these things, and then just go from like that to like, okay, let's go and have lunch. And me and Gabby both said this. We didn't go and wash our hands. Like, we just went straight to lunch. Like,
yeah, it's a real perspective. I can only imagine. Obviously, I've very fortunate enough to not have been in that situation, and I can't imagine what will be going through your guys' heads. But I imagine, and from similar but nowhere near as extreme situations, where everything else afterwards seems almost like you're ungrateful. I almost feel like you get a kind of a feeling that you're being ungrateful for all the normal day-to-day mundane experiences because of something so extreme. Like you were saying, there's like we didn't even wash our hands kind of thing, where it's like you'd never think that day to day. You'd never they're like, what am I doing this when this has just happened?
Yeah, it's just crazy. Like and then like I don't know, and then I was just like, oh fuck it, I'll go. And then I did thingy dinner with like I did like guest dinner like that evening.
Yeah, it's not having that time to process things is
because
I never mentioned this to you at the time.
Yeah.
Because I was just there to hear you out and listen to you, and we weren't as close then as we are now. But I did kind of get this, like, I had a sense that something that, in the way you were talking about it, for your own sort of self-recovery, didn't seem like it was fully processed, whilst you were still expected to do your duties on the beach.
Yeah, you know what, I just don't think I really processed it into the second body even. Like when I came back to the UK, like not I think middle of the summer last year I had a bit of a weird one. I just like couldn't. I just got really sad and I couldn't stop crying. I was like having this weird thing. It was just like it all kind of hit me like 6 months later. It was so strange.
How did
Like
you kind of feel after that
a
sort of
year,
catharsis then?
I felt a lot better, and then I got like I realized I was like drinking too much in like in more a way to not think about stuff, like to sleep without like going to sleep without drinking was like a rarity. So yeah, it was a good catharsis getting it all out, and then the long walk helped just to like get myself.
Yeah, clear the soul.
Yeah, then I did.
Clear your head, get it out.
Yeah, came back from that and did Sober October.
Nice, congratulations.
Which was it was good. I just didn't want to do dry January, and I hate. Oh, did I hate dry January?
Not January.
That's the one.
That's
month
for lunatics. October's there for people who care about themselves. January's there for those who really want to suffer.
Yeah, I don't know why you'd be. Imagine, and then I was thinking, imagine you're born in January. That must be such a shit month. Okay, yeah.
What even is that? What's that? What's the sign? Sagittarius?
Taurus? Yeah, maybe not. It's the goat. It's half man. It's half goat, half fish.
I don't know. Okay. I don't know because my dad was in December, and I think that was that one.
Oh yeah, but
yeah, I mean, yeah, no. I'm going back to that. Sorry, not to skip over, but like, yeah, I feel like that time to process is so crucial for anything. Like, I had a moment in the winter where on the opposite end of the scale. So obviously, there's a lot of emphasis on what affects you the most with the body in Greece.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's interesting that you didn't sort of see like the beauty and the amazement of the person on the train afterwards. Because I had a kind of same moment, but on the opposite end of the spectrum with a good friend of mine out in France, where we had to do kids' dinner, where we would basically make their lunches for them and then sit there and have them for them in the chalets whilst the parents are out. And then we're sitting there having a laugh, having a joke, eating around, and like just eating our lunches we prepared, just basic shit really. And the girl I was working with, a good friend of mine called Bronte, she started choking on her food, and like I didn't know at all what to, like I looked over and I was like, oh shit, what? And then like without even thinking, like something just kind of switched in my head, where she stood up like panicking, hands flailing around in the air around her face while she's choking, and like because we had to do a first aid course, like a reminder of first aid course and CPR before we actually went out. And I didn't even think twice, but I remembered to kind of like hit on the back with the palm of my hand in the right way, help like the right pauses to see like basically to do like the Heimlich maneuver kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
On her. And like we kind of like we had a job, we were looking after kids, we had to kind of like shake it off quickly, get back to the routine like you had beforehand. Like obviously she said she wanted a couple mates to calm down, go have a cigarette. You know what you do when you can breathe again. Go have a cigarette. It's funny looking back on it now. But then we just kind of got on with the work, what we were doing. And then I think it was we were out for a few drinks a couple of nights later, and we hadn't spoken about it really. And we just sat there outside in the smoking area, and we were having a chat about it, like fuck, like what would have happened if I wasn't there? What would you have done? What like you could have just died in front of these kids.
Oh my god, that'd have been wild.
Yeah, and like that
mental.
That whole thing of like what would you have done? How could you have done it? What if it wasn't me and somebody else who didn't just react in the way that I did? And it's kind of, as much as it was a beautiful moment that like I'd be able to save somebody, at the same time it scared the shit out of me and her as well. The fact that things could have very easily been different. It could have been very easily a situation for me. What if I couldn't have helped her?
Yeah, and you got
in the way that I did, and then I would have witnessed that as well. And and the only way I can kind of make sense of any of it and make it okay for myself with my own reasoning, whether it be skewed or whatever it might be, is that kind of silver lining of that, using that pain or using that kind of fear, that existential fear of like what or could have happened, as a sense of appreciation for what is actually happening and what I actually do get to experience and see every day, where things could be so much worse.
That makes loads of sense. That's a crazy story, dude. I'm gonna have I have to go to the toilet, so we can either wrap up here.
It's up to you. I'm good to keep going if you want to. Do you want to pause it and go and come back, or do you want to end it here?
I think end it here because I've got to go and take the dog for a walk and piss as well. So
yeah, well, that was quite a somber note to end it on, though. But yeah, it's nice to get it out. It's what happens when you talk to people. You pour things out often, don't you?
Yeah. Before I go, what's happening? How tell me about what you're doing in Australia. Like what?
Yeah, sweet. Obviously, I'm currently. So you said for yourself you like to really focus in and get serious with any activity or hobby that you do.
Yeah.
I kind of find for myself the opposite. Where if I focus in on one thing, when there's a roadblock or I have to wait for some period of time or I'm struggling with something, then I end up often just coming back to that original point of not doing anything and getting back into my old routines and habits. What I'm really enjoying at the moment is basically trying absolutely everything I can and doing that. And I can bounce around from one thing to another as I find fun, as I find fit. So I'm doing lots at the moment. I'm about getting into the PTing, obviously learning the new job and the new place, getting to know countless amount of people, one thing, doing surf lessons and getting involved with that, and trying to get better at surfing and learn that. Same thing with jiu-jitsu and kickboxing.
Nice. You got your own board?
Finding the time for those. Sorry?
Got your own board?
Looking to very soon. Very, very soon. We've got some unexpected bills which need sorting out before getting onto our own board. We'll get onto that. And so it's all basically, it's all guns, all I don't know, some kind of saying insert here. everything's going at 1,000,000 miles an hour. But I mean, it's a way that I'm finding I actually enjoy things the most, where I kind of like love to relish in that chaos of enjoyment, and I don't feel like, because usually when I make a decision on doing something, I'll commit to it entirely and get really obsessed with it, which is great. But when that initial motivation leads, I need something else I can kind of go to, which I can do for a bit until that energy and motivation comes back for something else. And I can just keep jumping back and forth to these other things, not because I need to do them or have to do them for work or a goal I've set myself, but just because they're fun. So doing those things, also dabbling in photography, videography, and podcasting as well. I'm actually just loving it at the moment. It's amazing.
Keeping yourself multifaceted. What?
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Still better than a master of one.
But maybe we'll see how that goes. I'm just really enjoying it at the moment, especially the podcast is one of that, not a priority so much, but one of the things I'm most excited for at the moment. Having this long conversation with you now, it's ace, because we would have rarely got to catch up and actually see what's going on with each other's lives and reconnect in a way like this for 100%. A long time. And it's amazing to see, and hopefully I'd want to do, if you'd like to do again, maybe not even just a podcast, just a call.
Yeah.
And have a long chat.
How's
and
Katie?
Then be able to do that. Sorry?
How's Katie?
Good. She's very good. Dealing with me very well, surprisingly.
What's Katie doing, job-wise, or?
She's got a job. She's got a job with me at the same gym, but because they've got like a little childcare thing, like a creche. But it basically looks like one of those like McDonald's Wacky Warehouse things.
Oh wow!
Which they have everywhere over here, which is crazy. It's like the Mackey's Wacky Warehouse. So she's got a job in a creche doing that at the same place as me. So it all works out well. And her goals and what she wants to do, like while she's out here for fun, she's getting really into a kind of scuba diving, snorkeling stuff.
That's cool.
So she wants to get into, and over Christmas or over the New Year, do her scuba diving courses, and up to like a teaching grade course. And she's getting really into marine life, snorkeling, that kind of stuff. She loves it, being in the water, playing mermaids.
That's so cool.
So she wants to get into that. I've been trying to encourage her as much to do what she wants to do and not what she feels she has to do. Like, because work out here, with the job I've got, I could fund us both if needs be. So for her to be able to go out and do her scuba diving, put more effort into it is amazing for both of us, because she's enjoying herself a lot more, doing something she sees not just even a future in, but just something she really enjoys and like enjoys learning about as well.
And scuba's like a very useful skill. Lots of people, it's a.
Oh yeah, 100%. I always imagined you being someone who's into scuba.
No, I did claustrophobia massively. Cannot do tight spaces like that. Fuck that. I can't even when people were like bringing up in Greece, I was like, not in your life.
Really?
Dude, it's probably one. I think scuba cave diving is one of the most dangerous sports in the world.
Oh fuck yeah, man! It's terrifying watching that stuff. When they do it not even scuba, but when they do it free diving, it's oh my god, it panics me watching it.
Free diving, I did a course and I got to 10 meters when I was 16. And then I didn't do anything with that after that. But
that's really good for you though. Like being able to hold your breath for that long, increasing your lung capacity, especially like a really good marker for your general health and like longevity.
I think I got to like 350, 340.
I mean, that's good.
But the what's good? I had a bit of a panic underwater on like my last day at the course, and the guy had to come and help me get up out of the water. And after that, I didn't love it. It just did. Ugh. But
stuck with you a bit.
Yeah, not even stuck with me. I just like you could just fuck this up so easily. One of my best mates, she's called Grace. She's just done her dive masters.
Awesome, so she's sweet.
And she's also a free dive instructor. So she does all this kind of, and she's great. Like some of her pictures are fucking mental, and it's like
Oh, mate, send me her Instagram afterwards. Hopefully, I'd love to have
Yeah,
a chat with her about it because I find it so interesting, like that kind of stuff.
she's always doing podcasts, so she'd be well up for your
What's
podcast,
her
I'm
name?
sure. Scuba Grace is her name, but her name is Grace Westgraff.
Scuba Grace.
So I'll send it to you after this.
Yeah, I've just followed her now. I'll drop her a line from us. See about something because I'm basically trying to line up as many people as I can now to who I know who've lived some pretty awesome epic lives. Like even with speaking to you now, I know there's only just scratching the surface because I've heard about your adventures taking disabled kids up mountains and
dude.
all that stuff for charity, and it's like I'd love to get more into it another time, exactly. But even with people like, it's how it spreads for me. Speaking to some people who know other people like this Grace.
100%. You'll love Grace. She's she's great. She's what's it called she just had a very interesting life. I would 100%. She's like one of those people that always gets herself into silly situations completely by accident.
Yeah, quote unquote accident.
Yeah.
I have a theory that these people know what they're doing. They're just being very tactically neglectful.
Yeah. Anyway, I need to wee, so I will speak to you later.
Yeah, Adam, awesome. Thank you very much again for coming on. I really appreciate it. It helps me do my first one massively and I couldn't think of anyone else better to have started it with than yourself. I've loved speaking to you again, and hopefully get to see you in person at some point.
Definitely,
sooner rather than later. But always keep in touch, and we'll have more chats. You enjoy your new job. Your walk around what was it called? Adrian's, whatever it was. What was it called? Adrian's Gate?
Yeah. Wall.
What's it called?
Hadrian's Wall.
Hadrian's Wall, not gate. Walls have gates.
Yeah.
Hadrian's Wall. Yeah, sure you'll love that. Yeah. Let me know how it goes. Keep me posted. I want to hear everything.
Okay. See you later. Bye.
Cheers. Awesome. Thank you very much, Adam. Take care.